TWM Podcast.
Hello, I am Matty Deller, and we are in the wake of Survivor Series, so it's time for some Raw Talk, the podcast about officially the C brand. So it makes sense that they've got the C brand main podcaster on the show. We are brought to you as part of TWM Podcast, bringing you all the things in the world of wrestling 6 days a week, be it news reviews or interviews, available in all the usual places. Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, Podbean, TuneIn, YouTube, and wherever else you get your pods. If you're in the market for a monthly dose of wrestling goodness, and why wouldn't you be, go check out squaredcirclebox.com. Use the code TWM News for your order to get 10% off. I don't think you've got much longer left to go and get your hands on next month's box, so go do it now. TWM News, 10% off your first order, squaredcirclebox.com. I am filling in for Joseph this week because Joseph is off in the Canada doing the Canadian things, but we've still got some semblance of normality as we talk about Monday nights. It is, of course, joining me, Tom Walton.
Did you just call me the C brand of the podcast?
No, I called me the C brand of the podcast, but this is...
Oh, that's okay then. That's okay. I'm coming on to my show now and taking over, insulting me.
I love that you get annoyed. You somehow become more Welsh.
I know.
How bloody dare you?
How dare you insult me now? I'll go proper from the Valleys.
You nearly went full Wogan. Someone who definitely felt insulted with a perfect segue to get into the show is Seth Rollins. Last night, he finally turned heel, berating the Raw roster at the top of the show, and then repeatedly curb stomping Kevin Owens after he was brutalized by the AOP. My word, finally, WWE have listened to the fans. Like, shocking, I know.
It's a miracle.
I know, and they've done the right thing. They Rollins was getting negative reaction, so you turn him into a negative character. Again,
the great thing is, though, it kept with what he's like, what the character's been like. He thinks he's the best, and he was acting like, well, I was the captain, I was the best, I didn't do anything wrong, it was all of you.
Yeah, it was very 1997 Bret Hart. Of like, yeah. I'm the hero, you've all changed, you're all shit, exactly. I'm brilliant.
Exactly. None of what Seth Rollins is changed in that segment. It's what we've been seeing for the last couple of months. That cocky babyface who thinks he's better than everyone, but now he's like, no, I am better than you. You also. And I really enjoyed the segment.
Yeah, no, it worked really well. I liked him being in the suit with everyone. What I loved about it is it was a perfect juxtaposition, because normally if you do one of these town meetings, they're all everyone's standing on the ring apron, whereas this one was Rollins was in the ring and everyone was at ringside. So it's like, yes. He was literally lording it over them, being like, well, I'm your hero, I do this, and he wasn't even the final person. Was he the vote? It was like he wasn't even the sole survivor in his team, so he's to blame. It was great. Very Bret Hart, very Principal Skinner saying, no, it's the children that are out of touch, not me. But once this is a thing, this is WWE, and like everyone's going, I've turned Seth heel, he's turned heel. But my biggest concern is somehow they'll make it seem like next week that somehow, I don't know, Owens is the bad guy.
It's either that, or in 2 months' time, everyone will be cheering Rollins again. Yeah,
they're gonna
because as wrestling fans, we are fickle.
If they're gonna do this, they have to keep him just constantly complaining.
Yeah, he needs to be the same character. They can't make him the cool heel. And because if they do that, then it's going to ruin the whole thing. We're going to go back to step one, and we'll have 6 months of a repeated cycle.
Yeah, it's just, there are 3 steps here. Number one, he needs to come out and do promos complaining at the top of every show for a while, to the point, like, just so it's just to the point where it's just sharp heat. We don't want him to talk all the time. 2, he needs to keep the diving down to a bare minimum. He needs to limit that moveset. A sling blade here or there is fine, but he needs to, like, he can't be doing suicide dives all the time as a face, as a heel rather, unless he's like attacking someone from behind.
It's the same way when Pac or Neville, when he turned heel, his moveset it was more brutal.
Yeah.
It was less high flying. Yes, he kept the red arrow or whatever, but everything else was just nihilistic. It was brutal. It was to the point. It was just to beat down the opponent who wasn't flashy, and it needs to stay now. He just needs to slow down by about 30 or 40%.
Yeah. The key thing was the black arrow with Pac or Neville when he was in there. When he did it, and he was a bad guy. Well, he is a bad guy now, but when he was a bad guy, he would do it to the back and not the front. So it's like he's not doing it to pin you; he's doing it to hurt you. There's a difference. And
like, even if somehow he could reverse the Falcon Arrow,
and then also, like I said, perfect. Like the way it ended, I think they have. Like, I know I'm being WWE. They could dick this up because we're just once bitten. 30 times 6 bitten, 4,000 shy with this. That's not even numbers. That was basically number wang. But it's like, I think they did cement it with the fact that he just repeatedly kept curb stomping Kevin Owens and just going, you won't listen. I'm going to have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And which was
perfect, because we all know that Kevin Owens at the moment is one of the number one faces in the company.
Yeah. Thoughts on AOP being Rollins' bodyguard? I think that works really, really well.
I don't know if they will be. Honestly, you see what's happening in the ring, and right after Rollins, they just walked off, and Rollins still looks confused. So is this just the AOP just going into business themselves, trying to prove we'll do it and we'll hurt people?
I think if I was doing this, and I'm going to lean back into my Booker's armchair here, what I would have is I would have them never attack Rollins. And then down the line, you then finally have them side with Rollins, but he's like, that you have Rollins be clever with it in a way. They still come off as a heel, but he's clever with it. He's like, I never aligned with them in the first place. I've realised what they could do, so I wasn't paying them then. I'm paying them now. So it's one of those things of like they impressed me, so I've bought them. That's basically it.
We need a month or so of just beatdowns of various mid to top cards.
They could basically do the same thing they did with the CM Punk and the Shield.
Yeah,
with
just denial.
Yeah, with that, which is just going, then nothing to do with me, and then doing the whole thing, and them constantly helping Seth Rollins. It's a shame it can't be for a belt, unless they are going to hot shot the US belt over to Rollins, because this is basically what we're getting instead of a WWE title program. It looks like. We got two things though that I've noted. Kevin Owens called Rollins a prick.
Excellent.
Which I think is like mid-tier swearing that doesn't get used all the time. At least he didn't call him a bitch, which is overused.
Well, it's one of those in the US. You hear prick, and a lot of the people, ooh, and us British were like,
yeah, sounds about right.
I call my mate that. What's up for that?
And then we also had the Bussett Orton as he walked off, giving the wanker sign.
Yeah, it's just, I think Orton has now hit that time in his career where he will be a tweener now forever. Yeah, he's not going to be a face. He's not going to be a heel. He just does, like I said the other week with what he was with Ricochet. He just does what he wants. He doesn't care anymore. This does make me interesting to know. You'll check out on the Raw report. Sorry, I just got Dan decided to just message me about a completely random thing. I got completely distracted. Apologies. Professional podcast. If you check out James Concalci's review of Raw on twm.news, you can check out that he says that he prefers Orton as a heel in this stage. Prefers Orton as a face. Sorry. Prefers Orton as a face in this stage of his career. And I agree, because I feel like it fits him better. I think we did get a good few months of him being like the sadistic heel on SmackDown, but wherever he is against Jeff Hardy with the attempted torture, the ear thing. But
the key thing like to note now is no matter what he does, and I can't remember who said this. I think it was in my friend. We've been Jim Smallman on like Tuesday Night Joe talking about Orton, saying no matter where you are on the planet, Orton's going to get cheered because it's Randy Orton. They're in Chicago, and Chicago's meant to be the smarky AEW town pretty much at this point.
Yeah. Orton comes out, yay!
Yeah, because actually funny, I didn't know that I completely didn't clock that WWE run 4 nights in Chicago, then AEW are running a Sears Center on Wednesday. So they have got I need to double check. I wonder if Paige is doing that show as well. I don't know. I have to double check. She is.
She's everywhere in Chicago. So
if she is, I officially may hate her. But as in, like during like the smarky AEW town, Orton still gets a pop because it's Randy Orton and he's cool. Yeah. Like gone are the days of him having on all the headlocks and him being incredibly dull. He's just fun to watch, and also we said it before, Orton not giving a shit is the best kind of Orton, and that's what he is. He doesn't care. He's living his best life. He's making AEW jokes on Twitter and vaping in and vaping and taking hilarious photos with his wife. He's got tenure, so he does what he wants. But him as a face really, really works. Like I liked it. Like remember in the last 2 years he's flipped off the crowd, towards Seth Rollins, and then called Seth Rollins a wanker on TV. It's just great.
He's just you can see he is the top veteran on the roster now. And can you imagine the impression some of the young guys coming through just see Orton's actions, Orton's attitude on screen? They're just like, can we do that? That's not long.
Have 20 years and survive several things where you should have probably been fired, and then you can have the attitude of I can do what I want,
and then you can do the stuff that should get you fired.
you need that tenure first. The other big thing from Raw was Rey Mysterio defeating Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, and Randy Orton in a fatal 4-way, and then capturing the United States title from AJ Styles with a little bit of help from Randy Orton. I have no issue with this whatsoever, Tom, because it's a title that AJ doesn't really need. He's had it long enough and he's had it enough times. And it's a consolation prize for Rey after his fantastic match at Survivor Series. So I have no problem with this. I think it was the right call.
It's the right call. I always see the US title as being a bit of a face title. I don't know why I associate it with the crowd liking the US Championship. Maybe it was the John Cena Invitational helped that. But AJ doesn't need it. I mean, he's got the OC now, and the OC don't need a title or a singles title. They can have the tag titles, absolutely fine. But if AJ is going to have a title, it needs to be the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a level, I'm not saying Rey's not, obviously, but AJ is a level above the US. And with Rey winning it as well, I can see, again, more of an open challenge kind of situation coming.
Yeah, I hope so. And then the highlight for me is that Humberto Carrillo got completely jobbed out and lost his title shot, which is hilarious because I still don't like Humberto Carrillo.
We agree. I just don't get it. I just don't get the fascination. I mean, if they try to go for that kind of Hispanic crowd demographic, you got Andrade.
You've got Andrade, and also if you want a fiery babyface, you've got Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, Dominic. I'll tell you what. The last 2 shows, he seems a natural on TV.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, he's a veteran. He was on there.
he had a ladder. He was in a ladder match at age like 5. So
yeah,
I don't get. WWE notice this. His music hits and the crowd get quieter. It's not if they don't react; they get quieter. As in, like everyone just don't say a word. Yeah,
everyone's still like, what do we think of him? There were a lot of other people they could have brought up.
Yeah,
main roster to Raw, and it was. I remember the draft. Everyone just went, "Who?"
Humberto? Like he's been on 205 and not really got much reaction. I maintain he was really good in a tag team with Raul Mendoza on NXT. That's where he should be. If not, they should be a tag team on 205 Live or Raw with Raul Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo. Not as a single star, but they bloody love it.
It says a lot that for about a month I thought it was Alberto.
What, did you literally think it was Alberto Del Rio in it with some sort of youthful mask on?
They get really lazy with the name.
They can't be bothered. It's like, we're going to call you Alberto Del Carrillo. That'll do. Just literally just changing the first letters around of each name. I'm imagining now Vince with like this guy going, "Oh, you got a great name. Quickly, let me walk over to the fridge with the alphabet magnets." Humberto Carrillo, brilliant.
Has anyone got a Q?
God damn it! I was going to call him Humberto Carrillo and make him Mexican and Canadian at the same time.
That would be brilliant.
Also, what made me laugh is that Rey Mysterio essentially did to Humberto Carrillo what John Cena did to Rey Mysterio when he won the WWE title. Being like, I see you're in a championship position, but I'm going to take it away for her. It's just brilliant.
It's like, it's finally time for my payback.
The sins of the
Cena. He's not here. Okay. Who is the youngest, most inexperienced member on the roster? Who are you, child? Have you got a match for the title? Yes. No, you haven't.
You make it sound like the Christmas story. You, child, what day is it? It's Christmas Day, sir. No, it's not. It's time for you to get the fuck out of the title picture.
And it's just Dominic in the corner. God bless us, everyone.
Booyaka, booyaka. Everybody. There is a raw episode here of Rey Mysterio's Christmas Carol.
Why do I feel like I have seen... Oh, okay, Glow. There we go. I was thinking Christmas Carol as a wrestling show. Glow as a...
Oh, Glow's already done it. I thought you were like, what's it before? Oh, yeah, when Alberto Del Rio ran over Santa 4 years ago. And then also what I loved is like all 4 people challengers and then the OC just bullied AJ Styles into a title match.
You can do it. You can still do it. They'll be beat down. They'll have a match. They'll be tired. You'll be fine.
It's just great. They're just going, basically just peer pressure. It's got, do it, you. Literally us going, do it, you cowards. Do it. Fine. And then
do it now.
And then he loses his belt. It looks like we're getting AJ and Orton again. We already got that earlier this year, so I'm kind of just a bit about it.
I can think it's the roles reversed.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't make it fresh. One would assume, and we just get to. It's only good if Orton just keeps randomly RKOing AJ Styles.
So he does what he's done for the last 5 years.
Yeah, just keeps randomly RKOing him, and then we get that really cool spot, which I do love. Face or heel, where Orton goes for the RKO and AJ he goes for the phenomenal forearm and stops himself and jumps back down again.
Whoa, I know what you do here.
Yeah, and AJ's like, I'm clever, I know what I'm doing. It's just great.
And then somehow he's going to go for a second rope Styles clash, and Orton's just going to flip out and decide, haha, bam, got you in the RKO.
Somehow that'll work. I'm not sure how, but it will work somehow.
Logistics.
This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low, low price. That low, low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can get snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at SquaredCircleBox.com.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
We also, other bits on the show as well. Asuka beat Charlotte thanks to the mist. And I did notice this, because when Asuka first started doing the mist, I think she did it first to, it would have been Bliss or Cross when they won the belt. She barely got any of it out of her mouth. Like, it was a little bit, and most of it was down her chin. Whereas now, she's literally like full facial, just covering Charlotte.
The last 2 nights of the image of Charlotte with the mist on her face it's been perfect. She's hitting it brilliantly now.
Also, the ref in that match was a prick, because it's the green mist. It blinds, it stings. And what he does is he goes, I see you've got mist on you, but I really need to hand the women's tag team titles to Asuka and Kairi Sane. and then he's letting her get out of the ring, not getting water or a towel or anything. It's like, go on, get yourself out of the ring. Fuck off with your green mist bollocks. It's like, worst referee ever.
Well, I love how he moved. He knows the mist has happened, and he's like, he moves to the other side of the pin to basically say, well, if I don't actually see it, it doesn't count. It's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, the mist is there. Oh, it's too late. The match is there.
They do cover that up quite well. I hate it when you can just clearly see, like, if they hit a weapon, you just see it. Like when Jeff Jarrett
really rolls them up.
Yeah, and like covers them over. Like in Mexico when they do with the mask thing and they cover them over. Because I remember I used to hate watching WCW. The only bits I hate on WCW is when Jeff Jarrett hit someone with a guitar and the ref would count while there's like 40 shards of guitar all around them.
Every time he goes for the count, he gets 5 splints.
Yeah, he's like, where is this? Who randomly dropped a guitar from the ceiling? Speaking of which, is Elias injured? Does anyone
honestly have no idea?
Because like I saw a sign, I think it said "Where's Elias?" and I was like, "Good point." I've not seen Elias in legitimately, I think, since Crown Jewel. Like he's not been around for
Crown Jewel.
I think he was. He might have been in like a battle royal thing at Crown Jewel. I swear he was. I've not seen him in ages. I'm assuming he's injured. I'm not sure.
I hope he is, but only because then it explains his absence.
Yeah, but say hope he is because I'm a hateful human being.
Because I hate his music.
We also got Rusev trying to kill Bobby Lashley.
Yes, okay, 2 seconds. And welcome to another episode of the Cuck Chronicles. We need to do an intro for it.
Oh, sorry. We did a thing. Cuck Chronicles. Dun dun. Just give it the Law and Order thing. Yeah, like this one. Actually, I will say this is the only bearable segment they've done on this.
Yeah, it was really good. Apart from the promo from Lana, she just should not have talked.
I said, I wrote this down. I was like, Rusev, what happened was he got the restraining order again, so he's not allowed in the building. I did love the dickhead fucking cop that's like, I got something for my kid. And Rusev's like, it's fine. You've been served. Get out of the building. And I'm like,
no, you got to leave.
It's like, I'll take a swing at the prick. And then he violates the restraining order. Rusev legitimately dressed like an NPC from Grand Theft Auto.
I did try and spend about that t-shirt said.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't. I got confused, but it was like all covered in. Like the thing is though, it did look like by the end of it, it did look like an episode of Cops because you've got Lana screaming at her ex-husband, who's in like tracky tops and a t-shirt with holes in. All of it tonight going, I thought this was America. Going full Stan Marsh. I think I might have to go and get the clip of Rusev put on the top. I thought this was America. But then he does take a running start and knocks Lashley off the stage through some tables, or as King said, whatever was behind him. Fucking look, you idiot. I will say, we were moaning about it yesterday, but I am going to give him work. He worked heel tonight with Vic Joseph. I think Dio Madden's done on commentary now. Watch him turn up next week. But the fact that he's been gone for 3 weeks after being F5 through an announce table, like he's a big NFL guy. Like he should be back at this point. I feel like they've gone sour on him.
He should have just stood. Like the NFL, we know the hits. He should have just stood after that.
Just know something like Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And then Rusev kicks over some staging and buries Lashley underneath stuff. Lana's promo was bad, but it did, like, it made her the unlikable one because she's like, my Bobby was hurt, and Rusev is now behind bars, and we're going to get him fired, and hopefully kept to. He can be sent back to Bulgaria. I'm like, all right, Lana Farage, sends him back to his country. And then he goes, most importantly, I'm fine. And I was like, these are the lines we need from Lana for her to be like, not worried about Bobby, worried about herself.
Yeah, I can't put it any other way.
Yeah.
Lana needs to just be like, he's okay, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
I am okay. My needs will be met somehow. I will get my way.
I will have sex with Bobby in the hospital, no matter what casts are on him.
The cast may just help. Don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works.
I know how it works.
It's like we were saying a few weeks ago. Lashley. I was literally about to say, it's like when we were back a few weeks ago and being like, how does one like tear their groin having sex? How fast must you be fucking to tear your groin?
88 miles per hour.
Literally going at it like you're a literal jackhammer. We spoke about the AOP earlier. They battered Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins because they needed to.
It looks like they took the Viking Warriors spot of a squash match.
Yeah. No Viking Raiders, and after they won the match for Raw last, the singular match they won last night, not on TV.
Made sense.
They were like, I'm not being a part of this shit show. I won last night. And
they were at ringside during Rollins'.
Oh, were they at ringside? Okay.
Speech. They were at ringside, and I was stood there thinking, is he going to point them out? No, because he's a heel now and he won't like that.
Yeah. He's like, you guys did well. I'm going to ignore this. And they batted Ryder and Hawkins, we said. We also, Matt Hardy returned, which was random.
It was just the music hit. I went, huh? Jeff's back from injury. No, that's Matt. Matt's still what?
I am confusion. Like, why is he back? He then jobbed to Buddy Murphy, and I watched this match and I was like, there is no way Buddy Murphy's getting Matt Hardy, as much as a great shape he is in, is getting him up for Murphy's Law. I was correct. He kneed him in the face 3 times. Also, Buddy Murphy looked like a badass. The fact he had like a slight bloody nose and was cutting the promo, it looked really cool. Thirdly,
and those knees look brutal as well.
Oh, they're really, really good. Even though he's just, even though I love that Buddy Murphy's moveset is just New Japan. We get it. You play Fire Pro Wrestling. Also, this made me laugh because I was looking at the pictures from WWE.com, obviously, for articles that will go up later. Will be up now, actually. At the time of recording, they'll be up later on. When this goes out, they'll be up already. And the fact he's got a tiny bloody nose. Of course, that photo is in black and white because we can't have a little bit of blood in the photo. God forbid.
Does this mean we're still technically PG?
No, it's always PG, but you can show blood in PG. I
know.
Jesus Christ! Look up some of the films that were classed as PG. I'm pretty sure The Exorcist was PG when it came out. I'm fairly certain it was.
No, it's definitely 18.
There was some horror film that was PG that is like definitely 18 now. I can't remember what it was. I'm not trawling through BBFC to check, but I digress. So he jobbed, and then he called out Aleister Black, which made him look like a badass when he's cutting a promo with a bloody nose and stuff. And then Aleister Black came out, and my favourite part of this was Aleister Black coming out, doing all the shots, doing that push kick where he pushed him into the ropes, into his flying knee. So cool. Bruce Lee shit. So cool.
Aleister Black is just the coolest guy anyway. And is it just me? He's gained a lot. So obviously we haven't seen him out in gear in a while. He's buffed up. Yeah,
he's got bulkier, and I feel like for my penance I have to mention every time that when the news broke that Aleister Black signed with WWE, my response was, I don't rate him. He's a Poundland CM Punk, and I was incredibly wrong because I preferred Michael Dante out of the two. I genuinely did as well. Then again, the only match I'd seen of them was that one with the London Riots where every weapon they had broke. We also got a really good match between Andrade and Tozawa, which was nice.
Yeah. Nice little match.
I'm hoping
have wrestling without a storyline. Absolutely fine with me if you.
two things from this. I hope they push Andrade now and have him maybe face Rey for the US belt. That would be nice. Yes. And two, going to keep saying it, hashtag Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's Championship. I want her more in the ring because she's really good. And I hope that I generally want her to be the next person that challenges Becky for the belt, because I just feel like it would work really, really well. And she's a really good wrestler. And I think them two would bounce off each other really, really well.
There was no Becky on this show.
Oh, there wasn't, which was weird. Really weird. They had no Becky. I know they're focused on the tag belts, and it does seem like all roads are leading to Becky and Charlotte, Asuka, and apparently the rumor is, according to I think the arena that's hosting TLC put up like a match card, obviously card subject to change, blah blah blah, but they put down that it's going to be Becky and Charlotte against the Kabuki Warriors in a TLC match for the tag belts.
That will be amazing, but I just feel like I think Natty's been shafted a bit.
The thing is though, I think Natty's carrying a knock.
Okay.
So I don't think they'd put her in a TLC match. So that's why they remember one week they had Charlotte and Talia face the Kabuki Warriors, and the week after it was Becky and Charlotte challenging for the belts. It's because she was injured, from what I heard. So I feel like she might be carrying a niggling injury, and she gutted through. She didn't really do a lot at Survivor Series, from what I remember. So
basically, just keeping her away from.
Yeah. So I feel like they keep with Becky and Charlotte for the time being. But
I would like another kind of run with a Natty heel going in and costing Becky and Charlotte the titles. Although I have to say as well, with Charlotte, still can't tell if she is just a face, a heel in this program. It's really just her mannerisms now. They're so heelish. I can't tell the difference.
It's one of those things. It's weird because it's almost as if they've just gone, well, you're a Flair, so it doesn't matter what you do. It's like Flair eventually got to the point where he wasn't really face or heel. He was going to get woos and reaction regardless. So he just was. Yeah. He was just Ric Flair. And I do feel like WWE going, well, you're just Charlotte. You are the standard bearer. You are our Cena. So we don't really care what side of the fence you're on. Blah blah shades of grey. But in reality, you still need to be one side of the fence or the other. And
it needs to be clearly defined. I felt at the beginning of this build up to the program, you could tell they were going over, trying to get her over his face, but then when the more the Survivor Series stuff happened, he was going back into heel territory.
Yeah, it's really odd. It's really, really odd. I don't get it. Eric Rowan battered a jobber, but the jobber did see what was in the cage that Eric Rowan brings. My money is on Sin Cara. It's just going to be in there.
That reaction from the jobber when he saw it in the literally, is it a tiny Beetlejuice? I don't know.
He lifts it up and was like, oh God. And I'm like, one, that was like the Room level of acting. Hello, doggy. And thinking of it, it's really weird. I was like, in inconspicuous jobber match, and you can believe me or not, but I generally watching this and going, why do I feel like he's going to look in the cage? And then I was like, he's going to look in the cage, and he got out and then looked under the cage and went, oh shit, he actually did look in. There's going to be one jobber. There's going to be one jobber that's going to kick the stairs and knock it over, and like Rowan's going to kill him, and that's going to be the thing. I'm like, oh my God, whatever.
I would love, if he kicks the cage, if he kicks the stairs, doesn't actually, but then the cage just starts randomly vibrating or moving or something.
Steam comes out of the cage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
That would be the best. I mean, that's the ridiculousness. Not, I've left you for this other guy, but actually we're still being like married, blah, blah, blah. No, have something really weird in a cage and let everyone think, what the hell is in there?
Yeah.
That's the weirdness I want for my wrestling.
I would just have it change every week. Have it like literally 1 week like smoke comes out of it, the other week like have it mic'd up so it just screams every now and again. Just have it like, I would try and freak out as many people as possible, and then what they'll do is it'll either A, drop it, or B, you'll look in it and it'll be like, there was nothing in there the whole time. Oh wow, Eric Rowan is crazy, and we're all like, well, that was shit. Like, we actually want something in there.
And there's 6 months down the drain.
and then he's on the WrestleMania pre-show Battle Royal because it's his fault it didn't get over, even though they didn't have an idea of what it would be in. And on that cheery note, if you want to get in touch with us, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at TWM Wrestle. We've been kind of really re-kickstarting our Instagram, basically shit posting for your entertainment. So go and check out TWM Wrestle. You can, Tom, you can guess who we gave the Instagram to. That's right.
I've already seen it. Yeah. I've just gone. Well,
the meme lord that is Reese has got a hold of our Instagram. Also, I'm actually going to put out this notice. We put it on Twitter. We are looking for more people to join TWM Wrestling. More people in kind of the backstage capacity. So if you're an editor, either for audio, if you're a dab hand at editing podcasts, or if you're a written editor and you just like reading prose and editing stuff, or if you want to be a host for a podcast. In all fairness, as much as I have an ego, I don't want to host every podcast every day. So I can do other stuff to make TWM even better than it already is. So we would like new people to come in and maybe take over some shows away from some of us as well. We won't lose the regular people, but we'd like to get some new faces in.
I've only just started doing this.
Yeah, we are getting rid of you. We are getting rid of you. We are Dio Maddening you real quick. If you want to do that, go on to our Twitter at TWM Wrestle. There is a link there on there. Also on twm.news, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a link that says join our team, and you can apply there as well. On twm.news, you can go read Benjamin Clem's excellent Red versus Blue, where he reviews last Friday SmackDown and this week's Raw. Interesting one because it'll be obviously the go home show for Survivor Series and then the show after Survivor Series, so interesting comparison there. James Klowski knocks it out of the park with weekly reviews of both Raw and SmackDown, and there's loads of other stuff from AEW, NWA, NXT, all sorts, retro stuff, British wrestling, women's wrestling, all sorts, all up there at twm.news. I feel like I've padded that out long enough now to now say, Tom, what's your social media?
Find me on the Twitterverse place at TD Walton.
Tidy. I'm at Matty OD. We are at TWM Wrestle. I'm going to be back tomorrow and probably Thursday and probably Friday with the Indie Wrestling Show, Wednesday Night War, and Best of the Rest. And then we've got Smack Talk with Kim and Reese on your Saturday afternoon. Thank you for listening. This has been Raw Talk. This is a TWM podcast, and we'll hopefully speak to you again soon.